Hey Brick Maniacs, welcome back to another Monday Sit Rep. We got a lot to get to today, including a first look at the completed V22 Osprey, so let's dive on in. All right, we got a special segment to kick off this Monday's Sit Rep because the Bell Boeing V22 Osprey is back on restock pre-order. And this is the first time we're seeing it with all of its printing, all of its glory. And so I got Dan in studio to talk a little bit more about this build that kind of broke the internet when you started it initially. I mean, there was a lot of excitement surrounding this build, and now it is back.
Yeah, it was a pretty extensive rebuild of the original kit. Was able to get a lot of features in there that, structural integrity, I think, was number one on my list. Because,
as it usually is.
Right, yeah. We've been moving these things around with the Make It Island. I'm like, I gotta make these things a little bit more durable. So that was the next generation. That was one of my goals. And also transitioning from stickers to printed parts was
yes.
That was
everybody's favorite.
Right, we have more capabilities. It's not like limitless how much printing we can do, but yeah, compared to what we like a couple of years ago when we first put this kit out, it's night and day difference. So we do have the printing. Should I just go over the printing?
Yeah, I was going to say, just go ahead and flip it. Let's get a profile.
Right.
I'll pan along it and we'll see all the awesomeness.
Right, so we'll start with the front here. We have the printed windscreen now. The printed windows on the side. You have a printed window under here. I don't know if you can even see that bad boy. Can you see the window?
Yep.
Window, there's two on this side. You do have the intake, the danger arrows that are here. They're actually on the inside too, so they're on both sides of the engine nacelles. All this printing back here. The only thing that's not printed, I should point out, are the numbers. So when you buy this kit, you'll get a sticker sheet, and the sticker sheet is actually just aircraft numbers. So you get tail numbers. The Marines is printed, but the little VMM 184 is not. That's a sticker. But then you can also swap things out. This tail unit, though,
that's printed.
Yeah, that's printed. That is a bunch of printed pieces, but we did all the numbers below it are stickers.
Absolutely sharp looking.
You can swap those out. If you wanted to do a different unit, you're gonna have to replace those bricks or put a sticker over them or something. So, did sort of go over some of the
play features.
Yeah. So I don't think we necessarily want to go through that. But there's one thing I did want to point out, that when I designed this rebuild, I did design it so if you have some power functions motors, you can power this thing right up.
Sweet.
You can hide the motor on the inside. I'm just actually going to take this apart real quick and show you how to do that. Maybe why don't I just pull this whole wing assembly off.
Take note, builders, if you want a motorized Osprey, this segment's for you.
Right, so this whole unit does come off as one piece. We'll just set this down here. And notice that the turbine blades the props are actually printed as well. Let's get this thing on the table. This whole roof comes off. This wasn't my innovation. This was the actual inherited this from the previous kit. But I did set it up a way that the axle that you see coming through here actually does drive the aircraft. And then you have these 2x2 round plates on the bottom. You just stick a blue axle pin, the friction pin, one in each one of these axles here, and you can just pop the largest power functions motor right on there. Throw the battery inside of here, or else have it powered from your wall wart. Maybe you have one of those 9-volt train regulators, speed regulators. This thing will run for hours. You just throw that throw that large motor on it. It'll power both of these props, and it is joined. So these things, we spin one, it'll spin the other. So.
God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Please share on social media if you do motorize your Osprey. We want to see it.
And you do want to make sure all your connections are good. If you make it too tight, your props aren't going to spin. You're going to really run your motor down. So if you've built this thing correctly, those rotors should spin pretty freely. This thing, when you put it back together, you can power it on from your power source. It'll go for quite a while. We had one running in the office for hours and hours and hours. No issues whatsoever. So easy as that. You want to put your motor in there. Lego doesn't sell those motors as new anymore.
Sure.
So you're gonna have to get it on Bricklink, or maybe you already have some in your collection, or want to, you could try even different motors until Lego comes out with a new power system.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, we're gonna be. I can't really recommend you anything except the genuine Lego article right now. They're getting harder and harder to get. It's the extra large, the biggest of the power functions motors. I believe it's extra large.
Cool.
So that's it. You just throw this thing back on. If you had a power pack, you could power it up. It would It's that easy. There we go.
Sweet.
And that's all you need to do for that. One other thing I want to show you is how to actually fold this wing up. This wing does fold up on the real aircraft. And the model does the exact same thing. So
cool.
In order to get this wing to freely rotate, you have to pull the front half of this this sort of cover off. Now your wing will swing freely. You do have to fold up your prop blades. Of course, in the real thing, they just push a button in the cockpit.
Yeah, right. You have to do a little bit more work if you want to get your Ospreys ready for storage on the Macon.
Right. And then you want to, looks like you want to tilt this whole thing down. There's a little cover right here. Oops. I broke it off because I can't see what I'm doing.
Having to work away from you isn't always as easy.
Yeah, if I was on the camera side, it'd be a lot easier. Let's get this piece back on. All right, this little, basically it's a little
support almost.
Yeah, it
cool.
And it folds out. You have to fold that thing all the way out, and then once you have your wing rotated in place, your prop rotates, it'll hold it up in place.
Nice.
And just repeat the process for the other side, and this thing will, let's get it actually folded all the way down. It has to be folded all the way or it ain't gonna work. It'll basically sit like that.
Look how clean that is.
Throw your cover back on, and just do both sides, and you have a stowed Osprey. So if it's going to be in your hangar deck, because of course you're not going to not everybody has like room on their flight deck for the whole.
Plus, it looks cool both ways. I mean, it
absolutely.
definitely looks neat stored too, which I think almost makes that that connection for those top two rotors almost more impressive. That whole thing can just move and go on its own. That's really, really cool. So. There you have it, the now stored version of the V22 Osprey.
Mostly stored.
Mostly stored, yeah.
Half stored.
Half stored version of the V22 Osprey.
Yeah.
You can get your own now on brickmania.com. Dan, thanks for checking in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Brick Maniacs, we're interrupting your regularly scheduled sit rep segment here because we've got a little bit of a special restock going on this Monday morning. So because we are getting ready to display some more LCACs in our retail stores, we are going to do an exclusive pre-order for a couple of lucky Brick Maniacs who want a chance to get their hands on this museum level piece. So it is available on pre-order. There's only 2 of them available online because the total batch was only 5 of them, which you can see by the size is still quite an undertaking. Loaded with printed elements, play features, minifigures, all that fun stuff. Definitely one of those elite level Brickmania kits. So 2 of those now on brickmania.com available for pre-order. All right, and if that isn't enough, we actually got more still to get to. So this is the last of our actual pre-orders here. This is the Wolverine, which is a ground attacked aircraft. You can see by that nasty looking loadout that it is good at its job. A lot to like about this model, aside from the fact that it's nice and sturdy and swooshable. It also has some really nice printing along the sides of the fuselage and some cool details up towards the nose and on the props there. But I think the real highlight is this epic looking brick built armament that we have underneath this thing, because it is not exactly a huge aircraft, but is obviously packing a serious punch. Nice spacious cockpit there as well. Some really cool details on the interior inside there. Does come with a pair of minifigures. And that is an example of them. Isn't that face artwork just awesome? So cool looking. So definitely some very cool minifigures included with this build. The Wolverine back on restock pre-order now on brickmania.com. Moving on from there, we have our Task Force Ranger Humvee, which was the Humvee that kind of kicked off the initial lineup, or the relaunch of the Brickmania Humvees, if you will. You can see we got some texture printing along the sides there. It does actually come with 2 minifigures. I'm not sure where my driver went. My gunner's awful lonely. But yeah, the kit itself does actually come with 2 minifigures, 1 to man the turret, 1 to drive the vehicle, obviously. A little bit older composition compared to some of the newer Humvees, but it does definitely have that classic look to it, which is awesome. A lot of people still digging that. There we go. Finally got those back doors open. See inside there a little bit. Nice and spacious. Got that sandbox quality to it, so it's nice and durable, ready to take on whatever mission you've got for it. Another very durable kit back on brickmedia.com, and one of my favorites just because of the price point. I think there'll be a lot of people that agree with me. It's nice to see something like that able to get your hands on for that friendly of a price. This is the VAB, UNVAB to be more exact, 6x6 personnel carrier, sorry. Some cool features on this. It's got a lot of opening doors, a lot of space on the inside, and then obviously armor along all these windows here. All of those do open up, even the front. Fold them down, keep yourself safer anyways. Maybe remove those bricks there, whatever. As you can see, a nice little spot mounted brick arms on the top, and then it does include a minifigure as well. Just grab this here, there we go. So there is your UN Peacekeeper minifigure that is included. Come on, get in focus, be nice. With the VAB. Sometimes it seems like it helps if I hold that model behind it. Strange camera quirks. All right, so continuing with the straight up restocks, the last one we have here is the Norwegian Special Forces 6-wheeled ATV, which is a crazy looking vehicle with some really cool printing on it, a nice little mini kit, a little backpack there, get some extra gear, some printed greebles, and then obviously a Special Forces minifigure. Top it all off. We had a trio of Special Forces ATVs from a while ago, but we pretty much bought up the world supply of the fenders we needed to make them. So this was the one that we were able to create in a little bit more restock friendly version with that 6-wheeled variant. So still a very cool looking kit, definitely one to add to the collection. And now back on brickmania.com. All right, let's move on into straight up minifigs. All right, some rapid fire minifigures here because I have been talking long enough. So first up, we have the Neptune Spear US Navy SEAL back in action. We also have the Perfect Caliber Brick Arms HAC, which is the gun that you can see he's sporting there. 3D and UV printed headgear, and ultimately just an incredibly popular and, well, very, very epic looking minifigure. More to come with this lineup, hopefully in the near future. We're excited to be able to expand on this and hopefully keep more of these guys in stock because they go quick just about every single time we are able to bring them back. But they are back now on brickmania.com and available for you to pick up. Also back, very popular figure here as well. This is the Battle of Mogadishu Delta Force operator, which you can see 3D printed headgear here as well. And then obviously kind of updated artwork on the torso, etc. Some cool perfect calibers that can combine with this guy. I believe those are also in stock on brickmania.com. Mogadishu Delta Force operator. And what would the Delta Force be without some Ranger counterparts? Oops, there we go. Got my hands on them eventually. And so we also have the Battle of Mogadishu Army Ranger back in action, which is great because if you want to load up your Humvee with a few more crewmen, you definitely have the ability to do so. So that will do it for the rundown of restocked minifigs back on brickmania.com. All right, Brickmaniacs, that'll just about do it for a Monday sit rep. Remember, the 9th of April is the grand opening for our Miramar location in San Diego, California, and the 16th of April is the grand opening for our Mare Island location in Vallejo, California. Very excited for both those dates. Going to have a whole bunch of awesome stuff ready to go for those events, so make sure to mark them on your calendar, and we will see you all there. All right, thanks for watching.